My next song is a Civil War song. I sometimes like to sing songs from the perspective of a guy, and I like to do old-timey songs. And one of the things I realized, maybe when I was taking history or something in college, was that the last actual combat Civil War vet died like the year before I was born. And then the last vet, I think he was like a drummer boy or something, died like 2 years after I was born. So like I was alive, but some Civil War veterans were still alive, or where one was still alive. And so there's just this weird connection. And so anyway, the other thing, this name of this song is called She Danced with the Young Prince of Wales. And the other interesting thing was I came up with this line, She Danced with the Young Prince of Wales, and I didn't know I was going to make it into a song. Well, it turns out the Prince of Wales was the first English diplomat that came to the United States after the Revolutionary War, and he was kind of a playboy, and his family was trying to get him married off, so he probably came and partied with some Americans, and my character, maybe, I don't know. You can decide yourself, but picture this as being sung by a very old Civil War veteran. I was but a young lad of 80. I went off to fight against Robert E. Lee. He passed through a town on the way to Savannah, stopped for the night on the road from Atlanta. There was a young maiden wore a faded silk gown, who lit a cunning flame from her barn since torn down. We sat round the fire and she told us a tale of how she had danced with the young Prince of Wales, of how she had danced with the young Prince of Wales. She had none to help her but her old household man, and he made us a stew pot of turnips and ham. He played an old harp while we danced a quadrille, and she showed how she danced with the young Prince of Wales, and she showed how she danced with the young Prince of Wales. Her hair was spun honey and her eyes were dove red, and I promised that I would go back there someday. She smiled and she gave me a tiny gloved hand, and I made for her finger a woven straw band. I lost more than my leg in Georgia that year, and I know man's eyes do by time and by tears. The memory of a bonny lass never may fail, and I dream of her dance with the young Prince of Wales, and I dream of her dance with the young Prince of Wales. When I was but a young lad of 83, I went off to fight against Robert E. Lee. I met a young maiden of whom I regale, and she showed how she danced with the young Prince of Wales, and she showed how she danced with the young Prince of Wales.
About 2 minutes.
Probably can't do one in 2 minutes, so I'll save it for the next one.